Welcome back, everybody, to the SoulSilver playthrough. This is part 4, and we're moving on into Violet City's fancy Sprout Tower. Yeah, wow, this place has really gotten a makeover. It's got like a little lake and some bridges, you know? Experience the way of Pokemon and cast aside your doubts. Yes, they're very spiritual about Pokemon here. Hey, look, it's a Rattata. Cool. Alrighty then. So I'm not going to bother really talking to anybody. I don't really talk to anybody at all because, well, like most people, well, I guess maybe aside from that guy, most people don't really say anything interesting unless you absolutely have to talk to them. So I don't really think I'm going to waste my time just talking to random people. So the Sprout Tower gets its name from a very specific, or for a very specific reason. Every one of the trainers here uses a Bellsprout. Well, almost every one of them, but God, it really gets boring, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it gets so boring. Anywho, yeah, this is really not one of my favorite parts of the game because it feels like it takes forever with every single Pokemon being a Bellsprout. Alright, so yeah, showing off Red Ranger's fancy new moves. Supersonic. Supersonic. Like he got all 7 Chaos Emeralds or something. And Comet Punch, which is a heck of a lot better than Tackle, I must say. With me, I don't really always use just straightforward attacking moves. I do like to use passive moves or effect-inducing moves because, well, you know, it sort of just switches things up a little bit from time to time. And really, it would just be kind of boring, and it would also waste away my PP. Yeah, God, I haven't said that since Earthbound. Waste away my PP, and I don't really want to do that so much. Alright, so that's it for the first stage. Thank God. Yeah, I would say you're too weak. Maybe if you had different Pokemon. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on sometime soon. There we go. God, what in the world was I doing? I don't even know. So let's go ahead and get Paralyze Heal. Okay, I can do with that. I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad. Oh, good, another Sage. Well, I think we can all tell where this is going, and of course, I don't really want to go back on my word. Of course, with trainer battles, I'm not going to cut any of the battles out. I'm just going to speed them up. So, with that in mind, let's go back and talk about a little bit more of the information. Still speaking about the Pokewalker. The Pokewalker can hold, quote-unquote, a Pokemon from the in-game PC. Walking with a Pokewalker, holding a Pokemon can cause the Pokemon to increase 1 level and cause its friendliness to increase, as well as earning Watts, an in-game currency that can be used to catch wild Pokemon, and Dows for items. Now, this is interesting for 2 reasons. Well, first of all, they mentioned the thing about the infrared. Yeah, the infrared signals. Now, that really doesn't remind me of any fancy new DS games. It actually reminds me of the Game Boy Color. And that was really the first time that they actually used infrared. And then, as well as the Watts thing, I remember that from the Pokemon Pikachu personal pet sort of thingy. It was kind of like a Tamagotchi and works very similar to the Pokewalker, although it didn't have nearly as much function as the Pokewalker does. And basically, it was like, you know, a thing that you just wear on your hip and you walk with it, and for every, you know, shake that it gets, you know, it builds up Watts, and you use those Watts to spend stuff on Pikachu. Like, you can, well, you can gamble with the Watts as well, and you can give them toys and food and prizes and gifts and all sorts of crazy things. It was so much fun. It was like having your own personal Pikachu pet. I loved that thing, but then I got bored of it. Yeah, that's what happens with all games, you know, nothing lasts forever. Alright, so, more Bellsprout spam. And, what else? Despite the device being included with every game, Nintendo announced that the games would carry standard pricing, around 4,800 yen in Japan. Oh, okay. I don't really... Alright, whatever. Oh, now I see. Oh, now I'm getting it. Okay, I thought for some reason they were saying that it was actually going to be more with the... like, without the Pokewalker. I don't know what I was thinking. But what they're insinuating was that you basically get the Pokewalker for free when you buy the game. So anyway, now I think we're moving on to something different. Oh, never mind. Oh, well, this is kind of different. It's a level 6 Bellsprout. So it's kind of like sort of like 2 level 3 Bellsprouts in one. So it shouldn't take nearly as long, I hope. Well, you know, making actually good time through this Sprout Tower. Thank God for time skippery. So, it's not that terrible. Ah, that was a good amount of EXP. That little squirt sure made it hurt. Is that any way for a sage to talk? I mean, come on. That's just strange. Sages are supposed to be, you know, passive-aggressive, sort of quiet people, not saying stuff, such things as, like, calling kids squirts. That's just terrible. The Pokewalker can hold only one Pokemon at any time, and the Pokemon can only be sent to the game it was taken from. If the Pokewalker is lost while holding a Pokemon, the Pokemon can be forced back into the game. However, if the Pokewalker is found, it needs to be re-registered with the specific DS card again. That's interesting. If the Pokewalker is lost, well, huh. Okay, well, interesting, I guess. You know, that is really good that they thought of that. I honestly didn't even think of, like, what if somebody loses their Pokewalker while they have a Pokemon in it? You know, and just lose all that time. Well, yeah, it would be very heartbreaking. Now we're moving on to a level 7 Bellsprout. Wow-wee. Great. So he's going to use Growth. That's not really... Well, I hope it won't do too much difference. Now he's going to do it again. I hate my... I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. I hate my luck when it comes to confusing enemy Pokemon. It really seems like when I confuse the computer's Pokemon, they never hit themselves. But if, God forbid, they confuse my Pokemon, they'll always hit themselves. I hate that so much. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out for a brand new Pokemon, Hoot Hoot. Yeah. Alright, finally something new. And Hoot Hoot, of course, only comes out at night. So that's not really, it doesn't really affect me since we're in the morning time here. But Hoot Hoot is an interesting Pokemon, and I think it evolves into a good Pokemon as well. I have actually said this before. I don't think there's a single, I love Generation 2 so much. I don't think there's a single Generation 2 Pokemon that I dislike. Yes, your trust is real. Well, thank you, sir. Awkward stranger person. Stop talking to me. My mother told me never to talk to strangers, and you are just god-awful strange. Alright, so I'm going to heal up Red Ranger, who's now level 12. Man, he's really catching up in level, I must say. And, oh, save the game. Okay, then. Alright, so, I can go ahead and move on to, oh, what's going on here? Well, this is a familiar red-headed person, isn't it? You showed us what you've got. Take this technical machine. Ah! Yeah. See, yeah, you know, Zero, you're just a little bit too violent there for your own good. Alrighty then. They cannot defeat me. All I care about is strong Pokemon that win every time. You know, I really don't want to seem like I'm offending him, but it really seems like something that Zero would actually say. Like, I only care about strong Pokemon. Nobody can defeat me. I could just imagine Zero saying that. Oh God, Zero, you are such a crazy person, saying things that I assume that you'd say. When will you learn? Oh God, the Elder just looks scary. And here we go with a level 7 Bellsprout. You know, to be honest, you know, the obvious choice here would obviously be the one guy, Fireball. Yeah. The thing is, you know, I used Ladybug this whole time because I wanted to really level him up, and I knew that, you know, Cyndaquil would just tear through these Pokemon uber quick. So, you know, I didn't really want to do that. I wanted them to be sort of, you know, even leveled. So, what was the other thing I was going to say that I forgot and I'm trying to think of? Oh, yeah, this is sort of a boss battle, yeah. With bosses, basically, I'm not going to speed it up. Like, you know, with gym leaders or important NPCs like this Elder. Oh, God, it's a level 10 Hoot Hoot. Yeah, this is a very memorable battle because of his level 10 Hoot Hoot. It's just, It's, you know what, I don't even know what to think of that, other than this guy knows how to train. Unlike the others who just have a Bellsprout. You know, you guys can learn something from your elder. Oh, God, yeah, that's the one thing that I didn't want to see. So I'm going to switch out again. Alrighty, then. I wasn't really certain if it had Peck or not. Look at how it doesn't hit itself! I hate this so much. And now it's probably going to snap out of confusion. Oh, wow, a critical hit. Sweet. Hit yourself! Oh, come on. What? Oh, my. And that actually went through. I hate you so much, game. And everything that you throw at me. Ugh. That is, I don't... Anyway, let's talk about Zero. Zero is quite the Pokemon battler. He has quite a few Wi-Fi battles on his channel, and he is, well, he knows quite a lot about, competitive battling, and a lot more than I would probably know. Interestingly enough, Zero probably doesn't want me to tell you this, but, oh god, Cyndaquil's gonna faint. No, wait, no it's not! Yes! You get him, Cyndaquil, you show him who's the boss. No, that's not what Zero didn't want me to tell you. We actually battled over this fancy program called Shoddy Battle, that you can battle with other people over the internet. And I compiled a team that actually beat his. Let me tell you, I was really shocked, and he was pretty much just as shocked because, well, I was going on and on for a long, long time about how I was certain that, like, I could never beat him in a Pokemon battle. And then I actually beat him, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh, what? Fireball is evolving! Yes! Yes! I'm loving this now. Here it comes. Fancy cutscene action. And it evolved to a Quilava! Man, that was actually really quick. God, we're only into the 4th part of this playthrough, and we've got an evolution. You see, we want an evolution. I can't remember what episode that is. Anyway. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. Now I remember. The Flash move. Basically, originally it was an HM, but now it's a technical machine because I think it's because it is such a useless attack. Yeah, Ladybug, just, no, don't do that. You're not a dog, you're a bug. And as a bug, your function should be to bug people, not smell the floor. Anyways, I mean, you don't know what's on there. It could be Bellsprout runoff. Anyway, that's it for this part of the SoulSilver playthrough. Join me in part 5. We'll be getting the heck out of this Sprout Tower. Thank God. See you all next time.